We've been really rolling out Let's Coach 2023 and putting it out there into the world. And I had a conversation with a consultant who was asking, how did Let's Coach 2023 start? I started to share the story that for me got me to create Let's Coach 2023. And it was the story of when I got a knock on my door, and it was a young adult that lives in my village with me, and she's just like this lovely, lovely lady, and she asked if she could come in for a cuppa, and I said, yeah, of course, come on in. When my son, because I homeschool, and my son was, he ran upstairs, and at that moment she took the opportunity to say, hey, Dien, I know that you're a life coach. And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, I think I would love some help. And I was just like, tell me everything. And she said, I just can't seem to stop crying. And in that moment, and I'm even feeling emotional now when I share the story. And this is what happened with the consultant as well. Like, I was sharing the story and I just got emotional, which is probably why I don't share it too much. But the consultant said, hey, and he asked me this question. He goes, do everyone that's in your program, Let's Coach 2023, and everyone in the world, like, do they know about the story of how it all got started? And I was like, no, I rarely share it. And it's because I get emotional. But so I decided this morning that I was going to really just go into that emotion and share it here. And so here I have this person in my living room, and she said, I just can't stop crying. And as soon as she said those words, it took me back to when I was 16, when I had left home. I was financially independent, and there was a period where I couldn't stop crying. And I just remember a cousin of mine out in San Francisco. I remember telling her that those same words, like, I just can't seem to stop crying. And she said, hey, Dien, I have a friend here. Um, he's like a really good listener. Can I give him your number and can he call you? And I was just like, oh, sure. And so after that, I started to, and this was like back in the days before cell phones and mobile phones. And I started to get these phone calls every day. And he would just ask me questions like, hey, so what'd you do today? What, um, what were you happy about? What did you enjoy most? And then he would ask questions like, what would you not do again tomorrow? And they were just questions that no one has ever asked me, right? And I started to look forward to these phone calls, and I didn't know when they would happen. Sometimes I'd come home and I would have a message on my answering machine, like the physical box answering machine, and it would be this person. He had a huge impact in my health and well-being, in terms of calling me every day, just checking in and asking me what I call now powerful questions. And I remember for a few weeks, I just kept thinking, and I kept thinking, how am I going to um, provide for her? How can all us life coaches get together and get on this mission to really serve millions more? How can we make this possible? And as I kept asking the questions, it got really clear that what I needed to offer was what I received from this person when I was 16. I needed to offer something daily. I needed to offer something that people could just tap into, and they didn't even have to know the coach. They just had to know that they could always get access to a coach. And the more I realized that actually this person knocking on my door was me at 16 years old, I then jumped on the mission of like, this 2023 is the year that we reach millions more. Because I know for me, and I'm sure for all of you, there's probably someone in your life that you know is suffering, that you know needs a bit more support, and that you know that support is beyond what you can offer. And so what I did in one morning during a rainstorm, I remember it so vividly. I should have brought Kleenex. I remember it so vividly. Oh, I do have Kleenex. Thank goodness. It was a rainstorm. I was off grid that week. So all I had was my mobile, my cell phone. And when I say off grid, I mean my family and I, we go completely off grid. We're on a few acres of land. We have no electricity. We live by candlelight for the week. We sometimes cook by the campfire. We have lots of live music around the campfire. And I remember being off grid and this need to get a whole team of life coaches. And so I made phone calls and I called coaches here at Life Coach University. And I said, hey, are you on this mission? Are you ready? We're going to start 2023. And within 5 to 10 minutes of each phone call, every single coach just said, yes, absolutely. Dien, I'm in. Basically, after like an hour and a half of being on the telephone with every coach, right? Like in total, we had Let's Coach 2023 done. Like it was ready to roll out. And then the next week, I'd rolled it out to the world. And I'm just so in love with us. Like I'm so in love with the coaches here because of their stand, their belief, their passion that they want to coach. They want more people, millions and millions of people to receive coaching. And so we've all come together to do Let's Coach 2023. And each one of us offers something different, right? Which is the beauty of the team here. It's like this wraparound service that you get for your life. And this person that walked and knocked on my door and came into my living room that day, she was the first person that I contacted when Let's Coach was official. I was like, hey, this is for you. And she just said, thank you, Dien, thank you so much. And when I got her enrollment, I was like, yes. And then more people signed up and more people signed up. And I was just like giddy with excitement, right? That more people are going to be able to access life coaching. And it's a year-long life coaching program that we're offering here. And for me, the most exciting bit about it is that every single coaching call, like every single coaching conversation, will change your life. Like my wish, like secret wish here is that on every single coaching call, someone's going to raise their hand for coaching, because that's actually the real value. That's the real gift here. So if there's anything here that you want to bring up and be like, hey, I want to get coached on, or I just want to share this thought or share this opinion, or I can relate, like you can type it into the Q&A or raise your hand and get coaching. And what it is it's a gift to yourself and also a gift to everybody here that's watching.